The bright lights of the Earth Coalition Embassy on Vexoria made Staff Sergeant James Martinez squint. 6 months ago, humans had made first contact with the Vexorians, a race of tall, scaled beings with advanced technology. Now Martinez stood, at attention, watching diplomats mingle at the first official reception. Remember, no incidents, Captain Lee had warned the security team. These aliens could crush your skull with one hand. Martinez observed the Vexorians from his post near the wall. They moved with grace despite standing nearly 7 feet tall. Their iridescent scales shimmered under the lights, shifting from deep purple to blue-green. Most wore elaborate metal ornaments that Martinez learned signified their rank and clan. The largest gathering surrounded Emperor Thorax, whose crest of scales rose higher than any other Vexorians. Beside him stood Princess Kalara, instantly recognizable by her silver-blue scales and the intricate crown that wrapped around her head frills. Humans are so soft, Martinez overheard a Vexorian military officer say to another. How did they survive to reach space? Do not underestimate adaptation, the other replied. Sometimes flexibility overcomes strength. Martinez kept his face neutral but smiled inwardly. The Vexorians respected strength above all, yet they didn't understand that humans had their own kinds of strength. The reception continued smoothly until a server dropped a tray near a high-ranking Vexorian general. The loud crash made everyone jump. The general, startled, instinctively extended his claws and grabbed the nearest person, a human diplomat. Martinez moved instantly. Before his captain could even shout an order, he was beside the general, his hand firmly but respectfully on the Vexorian's scaled wrist. "Excuse me, sir," Martinez said calmly, meeting the alien's yellow eyes. "Our diplomat meant no disrespect. It was just an accident with the serving tray." The general looked down at Martinez's hand, then at the human's face. For 3 heartbeats, no one moved. The room fell silent. Then the general's scales relaxed from their raised position. He released the diplomat and stepped back. "You're quick. Action shows good instincts, human," the general said. "You moved to protect without drawing weapons. Interesting." Martinez nodded respectfully and stepped back to his position. He noticed Emperor Thorax watching the exchange with interest. Beside him, Princess Kalara's eyes had not left Martinez since the incident began. Later, as the reception wound down, Martinez found himself approached by the princess herself. Her guards flanked her but kept a respectful distance. "You are called Martinez?" she asked, her voice melodic despite the translator. Martinez stood at attention. "Staff Sergeant James Martinez, Your Highness. You showed both courage and restraint earlier. Most impressive for a..." She paused, searching for the right word. "Soft one." "Thank you, Your Highness," Martinez replied, unsure how to respond. To being called soft. "On Vexoria we value strength," she continued, leaning closer. "But there are different types of strength, aren't there, human?" Before Martinez could answer, the Emperor called for his daughter. She lifted her head crest slightly, a sign of interest, Martinez had learned, and rejoined her father. Captain Lee appeared at Martinez's side. "What did the princess want?" "I'm not sure, sir," Martinez answered honestly. "I think she was curious." That night, Martinez couldn't sleep. The princess's attention had been unexpected. He knew enough about Vexorian culture to understand that royalty rarely acknowledged those of lower status, let alone from another species. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, users on Galactic Reddit were waking up to an intriguing new post. "Today I witnessed something unprecedented. The daughter of Emperor Thorax showed interest in a human security officer after he diffused a tense situation with General Zexcon. The human displayed a different kind of strength than what we Vexorians typically value," Princess Kalara noticed. "This could change everything about our first contact protocols. We'll update as events unfold. Scale and stars." The post quickly gathered attention, with species from across the galaxy commenting and speculating. Unknown to Martinez, Princess Kalara was watching recordings of the incident in her private chambers. She replayed his movements, his calm voice, the way he had shown respect while still protecting his own. She had grown tired of the rigid Vexorian males who sought her attention only for power and status. "This human is different," she whispered to her handmaiden. Did you post on that interspecies forum as I asked? Yes, Princess, the handmaiden replied. The humans call it Galactic Reddit. They're already quite interested in your interaction. Kalara's scales rippled with pleasure. Good. I want to know more about this Martinez. Arrange for him to be assigned as a liaison to the palace. The Emperor will not approve, the handmaiden warned. Kalara's eyes gleamed. Father will understand eventually. I have chosen my path. The royal palace of Vexoria towered above the capital city, its crystalline spires reflecting the orange light of the twin suns. James Martinez walked through the massive entrance hall, feeling small among the tall Vexorian guards who watched his every move. The human liaison arrives, announced a herald with a deep rumbling voice. Martinez still couldn't believe his new assignment. 3 days ago, Captain Lee had called him into her office with surprising news. The Vexorian royal court has requested you specifically as their human liaison, she had said. Apparently you impressed them at the reception. Now Martinez followed a palace servant down long corridors lined with battle murals showing Vexorian victories. The servant stopped before an ornate door. Princess Kalara will see you now, the servant said, bowing low. Martinez entered a spacious room with large windows overlooking the capital. Princess Kalara stood by a window, her silver-blue scales shimmering in the sunlight. Staff Sergeant Martinez, she said, turning to face him. I am pleased you accepted this position. It's an honor, Your Highness, Martinez replied with a respectful nod. Though I'm curious why you requested me. Kalara moved closer, studying him. She stood a full head taller than Martinez. You are different from the other humans, she said. You understand respect and strength, yet you show, what is your word? Compassion. I'm just doing my job, Your Highness. In Vexorian culture, compassion is considered weakness, she explained. Yet I observed how it made you stronger in that moment with General Zexcon. Over the next few weeks, Princess Kalara created many reasons for Martinez to be in her presence. She asked him questions about Earth, human customs, and especially about human relationships. Humans choose their own mates? She asked during a walk through the royal gardens. Based on feelings? Most do, yes, Martinez answered. Don't. Vexorians choose their partners. Kalara's head crest flattened slightly, a sign of disapproval or sadness, Martinez had learned. Royal matches are arranged for political advantage, she explained. My father is currently negotiating with the Zorax clan. Their eldest son would strengthen our military alliance. And you don't have any say in the matter? Martinez asked, then immediately regretted his boldness. To his surprise, Kalara didn't take offense. This is why I find humans interesting, she said. You question traditions that we accept without thought. Unknown to Martinez, their conversations were being observed. Emperor Thorax watched recordings of their interactions with growing concern. She spends too much time with the human, the Emperor told his chief advisor. She asks dangerous questions about their ways. Perhaps it is mere curiosity, Your Magnificence, the advisor suggested. No, I know my daughter. There is more to this, the Emperor replied. Increase security around the human. Report everything. Meanwhile, Martinez began noticing hostile looks from Vexorian nobles at court. During a diplomatic dinner, he overheard 2 military officials speaking in low voices. The princess dishonors herself by associating with the soft one said. If he were Vexorian, he would be challenged for his presumption, the other replied. Martinez kept his face neutral but felt increasingly uncomfortable with the attention. After the dinner, he sought out Captain Lee. I think I should step down from this assignment, he told her. There's growing resentment among the Vexorians. Absolutely not, Captain Lee said firmly. This connection with the princess is the best diplomatic opening we've had. The ambassador insists you continue. That night, as Martinez returned to his quarters, a message appeared on his personal device. It was a link to a galactic Reddit thread titled The Princess and the Human, Royal Scandal or New Beginning. The top post from Scale and Stars read, Update. Princess Kalara has begun learning human customs and spends hours daily with the human called Martinez. Court factions are taking sides. The traditionalists see threat, the progressives see opportunity. Sources say the princess has refused to discuss marriage arrangements with the Zorax clan. Unprecedented. The post had millions of views and comments from across the galaxy. Martinez stared at the screen in shock. How had their interactions become public knowledge? And what did it mean that Kalara was refusing marriage arrangements? The next morning, Princess Kalara summoned Martinez to her private study. She seemed agitated, her scales shifting colors rapidly. "I must ask you something important, James," she said, using his first name for the first time. "In human culture, is it true that status does not determine worth?" "Generally, yes," he answered carefully. "We believe people should be judged by their actions and character." Kalara moved closer. "And if a human of high status chose someone of lower status as a mate?" Martinez felt his heart race. He suddenly understood where this conversation was heading. "It happens all the time," he said slowly. "But Your Highness..." "Kalara," she corrected. "My name is Kalara." Before Martinez could respond, the study doors burst open. Emperor Thorax stood in the doorway, his massive frame filling the space, his scales a dark purple of rage. "Daughter," he rumbled. "We must speak. Alone." Kalara's scales flashed defiance, but she nodded to Martinez. "We will continue this later." As Martinez left, he heard the beginning of what sounded like a royal argument. He had just become the center of an interstellar incident, and he had no idea what to do about it. The emergency meeting of the Earth diplomatic team stretched into its third hour. Ambassador Chen paced the secure room while Captain Lee and Martinez sat at the conference table. "This is beyond a diplomatic incident," Chen said, his voice tense. "The princess of the most powerful alien empire we've encountered has publicly declared her intention to choose you as her mate." Martinez stared at the holographic display showing news feeds from across the galaxy. The headline from the Vexorian Royal Court's official announcement dominated the screen. "Princess Kalara invokes ancient right of choice." "I didn't encourage this," Martinez said. "We were just talking about cultural differences." Captain Lee shook her head. "It doesn't matter what you intended. This is now a political crisis." The ambassador stopped pacing. "According to our cultural experts, Kalara has invoked a rarely used royal privilege to select her own mate, rather than accept an arranged marriage. The last time this happened was 300 years ago." Martinez rubbed his temples. "What does Earth want me to do?" "Decline respectfully," Ambassador Chen said immediately. "We cannot risk human-Vexorian relations over a personal matter." A soft knock interrupted them. A junior diplomat entered with a small data crystal. "Sir, Princess Kalara has sent a private message for Staff Sergeant Martinez." In his quarters, Martinez viewed the message. Kalara's image appeared, her scales, a calm blue. "James, I understand my declaration has caused confusion. In our culture, the right of choice is sacred, even for royalty. I have chosen you not merely because you are different, but because you showed me that true strength comes in many forms. My father is angry, but he respects our laws. If you accept, you must face 3 challenges to prove your worth. If you decline..." Her scales darkened slightly. "I will respect your decision, but know that the political marriage my father arranged will proceed with the Zorax clan, who seek war with several worlds, including eventually Earth." The message ended. Martinez sat in silence, understanding the hidden warning. The princess was playing a dangerous political game, and somehow he had become her chosen piece. Across the palace, Emperor Thorax confronted his daughter in the throne room. "You dishonor our lineage," he growled. "A human? They are barely space-capable." "Yet they achieved in a few centuries what took us millennia," Kalara replied calmly. "Their adaptability is their strength. The Empire needs new blood, new ideas. The Phi Zorax alliance would give us 20 new battle cruisers and lead us into unnecessary wars," Kalara countered. "I've seen their plans, father. They want our military might to conquer, not defend." Unknown to both, General Vexcon of the Traditionalist faction listened from behind a hidden panel. He slipped away, his mind made up. The human had to be eliminated. That evening, Martinez walked the palace gardens trying to clear his head. Earth had ordered him to decline the princess's offer, but her warning about the Zorax clan troubled him. Was she telling the truth about their war plans? A shadow moved behind a tall plant. Martinez's combat training kicked in as he dropped to the ground. A poisoned dart flew over his head, embedding in a tree. "The soft one has reflexes," hissed a voice. 3 Vexorian warriors emerged from hiding spots, their scales darkened for camouflage, their ceremonial daggers gleaming. Martinez backed away slowly. "I don't want trouble." "You brought trouble by existing," the lead assassin said. "Your death will restore proper order." They attacked in perfect coordination. Martinez dodged the first strike but took a glancing blow from the second warrior. The cut on his arm burned. Poison. His vision began to blur as he fought defensively, using the garden features for cover. He knew he couldn't win against 3 trained Vexorian warriors, especially while poisoned. A piercing battle cry echoed through the garden. A blue blur crashed into the lead assassin. Princess Kalara had arrived, wielding a royal staff that crackled with energy. "Traitors!" she shouted, her fighting style fierce and precise. Martinez tried to help despite his weakening state. Together, they drove the assassins back. Palace guards arrived, surrounding the area. Kalara rushed to Martinez as he collapsed. "The poison acts quickly," she said, pulling a small vial from her belt. "Drink this." Martinez hesitated only briefly before swallowing the antidote. His vision slowly cleared. "You saved my life," he said, looking up at her. "And you fought well." "Despite being poisoned," she replied. "You've shown courage worthy of a royal mate." News of the assassination attempt spread quickly. On Galactic Reddit, Scale and Stars posted, "Urgent update. Traditionalists just tried to assassinate the human." "Martinez." Princess Kalara herself fought them off, displaying combat skills many didn't know she possessed. The attack proves how desperate some factions are to prevent change. Sources say the Emperor has ordered an investigation. He may not approve of his daughter's choice, but he won't tolerate assassination attempts in his palace. The post received millions of responses within minutes. In the Palace Medical Center, Martinez recovered while Ambassador Chen and Captain Li argued nearby. "This changes nothing," Chen insisted. "He must still decline." "With respect, sir," Martinez interrupted. "I think it changes everything. If what the princess says about the Zorax clan is true, her choice might prevent a future war with Earth." Captain Li looked at him seriously. "What are you saying, Sergeant?" Martinez sat up straighter. "I'm saying I want to accept the challenges. For diplomatic reasons." Ambassador Chen's face paled. "Do you understand what you're proposing? These challenges could kill you." "Yes," Martinez said, "but sometimes protection requires risk." In her private chambers, Kalara met with her trusted handmaiden. "Did you post the update as I asked?" the princess inquired. "Yes, Your Highness. The human internet is exploding with reactions," the handmaiden replied, revealing herself as Scale and Stars. "But are you certain about this path? The challenges are designed for Vexorian physiology. No human has ever attempted them." Kalara looked out at the twin moons rising over her world. "He will succeed," she said confidently. "And together, we will change the Empire." The ancient challenge arena stood at the heart of the Vexorian capital, a massive stone structure that had witnessed centuries of warrior trials. Today it was filled to capacity. Vexorians from every clan had gathered to watch the unprecedented event, a human attempting the 3 challenges of worthiness. Martinez stood in the preparation chamber, wearing the traditional challenger's garment, a simple black tunic with the royal crest. Ambassador Chen made one final plea. "This is madness, Sergeant. The Earth Coalition cannot officially support this if you die here." "I understand the risks," Martinez replied, checking the fit of his ceremonial armor. "But something bigger is happening here. This isn't just about me and the princess." Captain Li approached with a small device. "This translator goes behind your ear." It's waterproof and impact-resistant. You'll need it. A gong sounded, echoing through the chamber. It was time. Martinez walked into the arena as the crowd fell silent. Across the sand, Emperor Thorax sat on a massive throne, his expression unreadable. Princess Kalara stood beside him, her scales a bright, confident blue. The royal herald's voice boomed across the arena. James Martinez of Earth has accepted the challenge of worthiness. 3 trials he must face: strength, wisdom, and courage. If he succeeds, he proves himself worthy of the royal house of Vexoria. The Emperor rose, towering over everyone. Let the first challenge begin. A massive door opened on the far side of the arena. A Vexorian warrior stepped out, nearly 8 feet tall and covered in battle scars. His scales were deep red, and he carried a ceremonial staff. Champion Kraval will test the human strength, announced the herald. To succeed, the challenger must either defeat Kraval or remain standing for 1 full rotation of our primary moon. Martinez swallowed hard. The Vexorian champion outweighed him by at least 200 pounds and had the advantage of natural armor. Kraval charged without warning. Martinez barely dodged the first swing of the staff. The second caught him in the ribs, sending him rolling across the sand. The soft one falls easily, Kraval taunted, drawing cheers from the traditionalist factions. Martinez got to his feet, ignoring the pain. Direct combat wouldn't work. He needed a different approach. He remembered his training. When outmatched, use the environment and your opponent's expectations against them. When Kraval charged again, Martinez didn't dodge. Instead, he stepped into the attack, slipping past the staff and using the Vexorian's momentum to throw him off balance. The crowd gasped at the unexpected move. For the next hour, Martinez avoided direct confrontation, using Kraval's strength and aggression against him. The champion grew frustrated, his attacks becoming wilder. Stand and fight properly, Kraval roared. I am fighting, Martinez replied, ducking another swing. Just not the way you expect. By the time the moon completed its visible rotation, Kraval was exhausted and Martinez was still standing, though bruised and bleeding. The gong sounded. The first challenge is complete, declared the herald. The human has endured. After a brief rest, Martinez faced the second challenge. An ancient Vexorian scholar presented him with a puzzle cube of shifting patterns. This is the cube of ancestors, the scholar explained. Solve its pattern within 300 heartbeats to prove your wisdom. Martinez studied the cube. Its surfaces changed colors and patterns as he turned it. He recognized it was testing, not just intelligence but adaptability, something humans excelled at. In the royal box, a minister leaned toward the emperor. No outsider has ever solved the cube. Our own scholars train years to understand its patterns. Princess Kalara watched intently as Martinez worked through the puzzle, his fingers moving quickly over the changing surfaces. Using a combination of pattern recognition and intuition, he found connections where the Vexorians saw only chaos. With just 10 heartbeats remaining, Martinez made a final adjustment. The cube glowed and projected a holographic image of the Vexorian solar system. The second challenge is complete, announced the herald as murmurs spread through the crowd. The human has proven his wisdom. Emperor Thorax leaned forward, his interest clearly piqued. The final challenge was the most dangerous. Martinez was led to a sealed chamber beneath the arena. Within this cave dwells the Shirax, a predator from our ancient homeworld, explained the herald. You must retrieve the royal token from its lair to prove your courage. The chamber door opened, revealing a dark cave. Martinez stepped inside, carrying only a small light and a ceremonial dagger. The door sealed behind him. In the royal box, Kalara's handmaiden, known to Galactic Reddit as Scalen Stars, secretly recorded everything with a hidden device. Her latest post was already going viral. Live update. The human Martinez has passed 2 challenges. No one expected him to outsmart Kraval or solve the ancestral cube. Now he faces the Shirax, a creature that has killed 12 previous challengers. The whole galaxy is watching. Inside the cave, Martinez moved cautiously. His light revealed ancient paintings on the walls showing the Shiraks, a six-limbed creature with natural camouflage and venomous spines. He heard movement ahead. Something large shifted in the darkness. Martinez saw glowing red eyes watching him. The Shiraks attacked with frightening speed. Martinez dodged, but one of its spines grazed his leg. Intense pain shot through his body. Fighting through the venom's effects, Martinez noticed something the Vexorians might have overlooked. The creature reacted negatively to his light. He intensified the beam, shining it directly at the Shirax's eyes. The creature retreated, giving Martinez a chance to spot the royal token, a small crystal embedded in the cave wall. He limped toward it, but the Shirax recovered and lunged again. This time Martinez couldn't dodge completely. The creature's claws tore into his shoulder. He fell, the token just beyond his reach. In a desperate move, Martinez rolled under the creature and thrust his dagger into its soft underbelly, a vulnerability he had noticed in the wall paintings. The Shirax screeched and retreated to a dark corner. Martinez grabbed the token and staggered toward the exit, his vision blurring from blood loss and venom. The door opened automatically when he approached with the token. He collapsed into the arena holding the crystal high. The crowd erupted in cheers and roars. "The human has completed all 3 challenges," the herald announced in disbelief. Medical teams rushed to Martinez's side. Princess Kalara broke protocol and ran to him. Emperor Thorax watched, his expression shifting from surprise to something resembling respect. The Royal Medical Facility hummed with activity as doctors worked on Martinez. His wounds from the Shirax were severe. The venom had spread through his system and the claw marks on his shoulder required advanced treatment. Princess Kalara had not left his side for 3 days. "The human's biology is different," the chief medical officer explained. "Our treatments work more slowly on him." Kalara gently touched Martinez's hand. "He will recover," she said with certainty. "He has proven his strength." On the 4th day, Martinez opened his eyes. The room came slowly into focus, revealing Kalara asleep in a chair beside his bed. He tried to speak, but his throat was dry. As if sensing his consciousness, Kalara woke immediately. "Water," she called to an attendant who brought a cup with a special straw designed for human use. After Martinez drank, he asked, "Did I pass the challenges?" Kalara's scales rippled with blue happiness. "You did more than pass. You impressed the entire empire. No one has ever defeated the Shirax with such creativity." A soft knock at the door revealed Emperor Thorax himself. Kalara stood respectfully as her father entered. "Leave us," the Emperor commanded his guards and his daughter. When they were alone, he studied Martinez silently. "I did not believe a human could complete the challenges," Thorax finally said. "I was wrong." Martinez tried to sit up straighter, wincing at the pain. "Thank you, Your Majesty." "I opposed my daughter's choice," the Emperor continued. "I believed humans were too weak, too soft for our world. But you showed a different kind of strength, one we Vexorians have forgotten in our pursuit of power." Moved closer to the bed. "The Zorax clan has withdrawn their alliance offer after your success. They fear what a human-Vexorian partnership might mean." "And what does it mean?" Martinez asked. Thorax's scales shifted to a thoughtful green. "Change. My daughter sees what I could not, that our empire has become rigid, resistant to new ideas. Perhaps human adaptability is what we need." After 2 weeks of recovery, Martinez was finally able to walk again. Ambassador Chen and Captain Li visited him in the palace gardens. "Earth Command is confused about how to handle this situation," Chen admitted. "No protocol exists for a human becoming part of an alien royal family. They're creating one now," Captain Li added with a smile. "They're calling it the Martinez Protocol for Cross-Species Diplomatic Unions." Martinez laughed, then winced at the pain in his healing ribs. "So I have Earth's blessing?" "Reluctantly, yes," Chen said. "They recognize the diplomatic advantages, but there's something else you should know." He handed Martinez a datapad. "Your story has become popular." The screen showed the galactic Reddit thread started by Scale and Stars. It had billions of views and responses from nearly every spacefaring species. The most recent post included, medical updates on Martinez's condition and preparations for what the poster called the most significant interspecies ceremony in galactic history. "Who is this scale and stars?" Martinez wondered aloud. A soft voice answered from behind them. "I am." They turned to see Kalara's handmaiden, Vexla, approach and bow respectfully. "Princess Kalara asked me to document everything," she explained. "She believed your story would help others see that different species can find common ground." The wedding ceremony took place 1 month later in the Grand Plaza of the capital city. Representatives from 57 worlds attended, including Earth's highest officials. The ceremony blended traditions from both worlds. Martinez wore a modified Earth military dress uniform with Vexorian royal symbols, while Kalara's ceremonial robes incorporated blue fabric from Earth. Emperor Thorax presided over the ceremony himself, a sign of his acceptance. As Martinez and Kalara exchanged vows, the crowd of thousands fell silent. With this union, the Emperor proclaimed, "We begin a new chapter in our history. The strength of Vexoria combined with the adaptability of Earth." At the reception afterward, Martinez found himself approached by a young Vexorian military cadet. "Did you truly face the Shirax with only a light and ceremonial dagger?" the cadet asked eagerly. Before Martinez could answer, another voice cut in. "He did. I was there. It was General Zexcon, the same official who had nearly caused an incident at the embassy months earlier." "General," Martinez acknowledged with surprise. "You have earned respect, human," Zexcon said. "More importantly, you have shown us that there are different ways to be strong. Our military academies are already studying your approach to the challenges." Later that evening, Martinez and Kalara stood on a balcony overlooking the capital. The twin moons cast a silver glow over the city. "What happens now?" Martinez asked. Kalara took his hand, her scales a contented blue. "Now we build bridges between our peoples, our cultures, our ways of thinking." "That sounds like a challenge bigger than facing the Shirax," Martinez joked. "But worth fighting for," she replied. "Already other species are talking about exchange programs with Earth. Your adaptability fascinates them." Martinez looked up at the stars, thinking about how far he had come from being a simple security officer at an embassy reception. "The Galactic Reddit thread now has its own official channel," Kalara added with amusement. "Vexla, Scale and Stars, has been named its official moderator." "History will remember this," Martinez said softly. "Yes," Kalara agreed. "And we will write the next chapters together." Below in the city, celebrations continued. Humans and Vexorians shared meals, stories, and ideas, the beginning of a true cultural exchange. And across the galaxy, billions followed the story of the human soldier and the alien king's daughter, who had chosen to build something new together.